This is truly a Phetasy. On the one hand, it's lauded because it's a progressive story. A thug cartel boss who transitions into a woman and becomes a woman's rights activist. Yay! By the way, it doesn't take into context how any of these people view the cartels. It does not take into context that most people see them as evil and they've been torturing their people and disappearing them in the hundreds of thousands. And they're like, hooray! Yay!
La vida es buena, señores. Bueno.
Look how enlightened and brave we are. On the other hand, it's basically an incredibly racist depiction of Mexico and Mexican culture around a topic that was not well researched and based on a lot of stereotypes.
Taco, don't think just because I got a lot of money, I'll give you taco flavored kisses, honey.
The director admitted he didn't do a lot of research into Mexico.
No one cares about Mexicans. It's so crazy. The Latino community gets so, again, in the oppression Olympics, nobody ever really factors Latinos in. And if they don't vote the way they want them to, they call them white supremacists. And when they do, they're like, oh, the poor migrants. Like, these are working class, second, third generation Americans with a Spanish speaking background, heritage. But even Giancarlo was saying to me, it's not like they want to only consume all perfect Spanish speaking content, but they don't want it butchered. Like, they know what sounds right and what words they use in Mexico. It's weird how it's kind of like what happens to the Asian community.
Yep.
Like, there are just certain people on the ladder who, you know, work hard and do well and are working class. Like, a lot of I would consider all of these people that get divided up when it's convenient. Yeah, they get divided up when it's convenient, but it's really just lots of working class Americans. And it's strange how certain groups get kind of just ignored. But even LGBT groups are critical of the movie, saying it's a, quote, step backward for trans representation, and the film recycles the trans stereotypes, tropes, and cliches of the not-so-distant past. And then in the wake of the Trump, I wonder when they voted.
January 8th. It was set to close January 12th. So it was done in January.
So it was after he won.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then this is why people were saying this is a protest to Trump. That does kind of explain why I got 13 nominations.
Of course. Like, a trans woman is at the center of this movie about transitioning. A nomination.
With these attacks on the trans community.
And there's Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like a rehabbed cartel boss. I'm all in.
We've got, yeah, exactly. We care about the Spanish community of people who are being deported and the trans people. Like, it's got Spanish people and trans stamp.
And it's a musical to boot.
And it's a musical. We're giving it all the nominations. Yeah, people on the left were like, this is going to be the protest to Trump. You'll see this will win and everybody will lose their minds. And you idiots, you absolute fools. This is how you got Trump again.
You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
This is how you got Trump 2, the sequel. You understand sequels, right? This is how that happened.
Emilia Pérez will probably get a sequel.
Emilia 2.
The detransitioning.